day 37. So yeah, I ended up sleeping until 10 today, which is why I'm behind, and exercising now. And also, the other reason I'm behind is we got Lucifer news today! Officially! Really need to watch that timer. Anyway, officially, Lucifer Season 5 Part 1 airs on August 21st. Woohoo! Which is, I'm pretty sure, is the day after, if I recall correctly, Chris Pine's 40th birthday too, so not that means anything connected, but you know, fun weekend for Jessica. So I don't know if I'm gonna binge watch all 8 episodes. I'm not going to start watching them at midnight because it's on a Friday, so I probably work the next day. So probably won't, because it's probably a bad idea. Because even 8 episodes, it's still they're longer. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that. But we'll see how much I'll be able to stretch it out. Because I also don't want spoilers, and it'll be so hard not to get spoilers. Although pretty good. And my phone randomly decided to cut me off that time. So yeah, so we'll see. So today I'm getting my tires switched over to summer tires, finally. Almost end of June, I know. It's one of my oldest friend's birthdays today. I've known her since kindergarten. So, and we're in our 30s. So yeah. And, and I'm making condensed milk. Did not know you could make condensed milk. Should have figured that you can make condensed milk. But, so, I'm excited, so look out for that. Exciting. So, yeah. That's kind of been my day already. See you later. Off to do a tire change. Not happy. I hate this. I hate that it causes this much anxiety. Normally I would walk to the mall. It's a nice day out, but no. I'm staying in my car. I've got some work stuff, and I'm bringing some Lucifer related stuff. Oh, and that drawing you see? It was done by the wonderful Seeds of Lily on Twitter. So yeah, I'm gonna be working on some. That's my tablet. Gonna be typing up some recipes. Especially now that we have a release date. I've got a goal. I can do it. I don't have that many more to go. That I can do before the release date anyway. Once the release date happens, once I see season 5, I've got God to do. Probably a few others, but definitely God. So all the more reason to get what I have planned done before then. So that was an interesting thing. Just went to get my tires switched over, and they apparently missed my old car. One of the technicians was like, "What happened to the other car? Your other car?" I'm like, "The engine blew." It's like, "Oh, I really liked that." I'm like, "Yeah." And then something happened with the tire change, and one of the lights came on, and they weren't able to figure out initially why the light was on. So that was entertaining. They got it and managed to figure it out. But yeah, and then also they commented on my side mirrors, like, "What happened to your side mirrors?" Like, yeah, I know. I'm gonna get it taken care of. There's been stuff happening. But it was just like, oh, geez. But anyway, now I am going to make the condensed milk. Yay! Okay, so I'm currently working on my maize sauce, and I just had to share, so of course I'm making it vegan. So I just had to share this one ingredient that I'm using that I absolutely adore, and I am by no means a vegan. Barely a vegetarian. I'm not even a vegetarian. I like meat. And I love cheese, which is part of the other reason I can't be a vegan. Because I love cheese way too much. But a restaurant that I used to work in used this particular ingredient in quite a few different recipes, and I absolutely fell in love with it. Now, I'm not much to say, oh, this is a great substitute flavor-wise for different things, because I grew up around a little bit of that, and it's like, it's fine to say it tastes good, but not that it tastes the same. But this particular ingredient is a pretty decent substitute for cheese. It's not cheese. When you want cheese, you want cheese. But it's great for when I make vegan dishes or when I make dishes for people that have dairy allergies. This is a good one. So it's nutritional yeast. So good, and it's loaded with B12 as well, so it's super, super healthy. Got some other B vitamins in there as well, but B12 is the main one. And it's just, it is strong, so you don't need too much of it. But it's really good. It's really good like on pasta, instead of Parmesan cheese. I also used it, in my other maize recipe, when I tried to make pap, which is apparently a South African dish. Instead of Parmesan cheese, I use nutritional yeast, and that added excellent flavor to the pap as well. So I'm going to be using it again in this sauce. So yeah, nutritional yeast. So good. So good. So I just won a signed copy of a book that looks like it'll be very inspirational by Arlene Dickinson. So for those of you who don't know who she is, she was one of the, I don't know if she's still on Dragon's Den or what, but she was one of the original dragons on Dragon's Den, and she was definitely one of the dragons that if I ever had gone on and pitched a business idea, that I would hope would be interested in it, because I would absolutely love to partner with her and to learn from her, and oh my gosh. So in a way I get to, because I get this book, so I get to somewhat learn from her, maybe not partner with her, but learn from her. So I'm super excited. I haven't won anything in a while, and I used to all the time. But so it's really nice to, you know, not just, you know, win something, but it's nice to have that feeling again, to, you know, it's been a rough, I've gone through a rough time, as I haven't been, shy to share, so it's nice to, just kind of go back to that. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to have that sense of positive and hope and kind of be like, okay, now I can move forward on things. So yeah. Hey. Okay, so I think about a week ago now, I believe, I decided to kind of broaden my Twitter experience and kind of share more cooking tips and more recipes. I found that during my approximate 2 months of completely staying at home and not working, making those videos were a lot of fun, and you know, and I've tried to continue a few of them since I've gone back to work, but you know, I'm working, so it's not as easy, but definitely still super, super fun. So I figure something like hashtag chef's tips could kind of combine the two, so I can still, you know, broaden my horizons and share my passion on Twitter, but it won't necessarily take up as much time as items did before. So with that tweet, I actually got a couple of requests. So I love requests. I love it challenges me to try something. And one of them was one of my Twitter friends. She tried this one fudge that she really, really liked, and she wanted to learn to make fudge. So I'm going to actually try to recreate that fudge for her. Should be interesting. I have made fudge before, but never that particular fudge. So it should be interesting. And in my little research, of course, one of the main ingredients in fudge is condensed milk. I've always used the stuff from the can, but coming along, doing a little bit of research, I've discovered that you can actually make it yourself, which of course you can. So I wanted to try to make my own condensed milk for the fudge. So the fudge is going to be completely homemade, from the condensed milk to the caramel, and then of course the fudge. So this will be quite an interesting little adventure. So it looks like condensed milk is actually theoretically very, very simple to make. 2 ingredients, milk and sugar. So the biggest thing is it's very time consuming, and caramel, making the caramel will have the similar kind of problem or difficulty with it, in that you really have to low and slow. Because caramel is only one ingredient, or basic caramel is only one ingredient. So yeah, it should be. So we'll see how this turns out. It should be a lot of fun. I'm excited. So right here I have my 2 cups of milk. So just pour that into a saucepan and add to that 2/3 of a cup of white sugar. Or really any sugar. I did see places, websites where you could use coconut sugar, which is super, super sweet. I have had coconut sugar before, and it is super, super sweet, so be careful with that. You can also use other types of sweeteners. I think honey was listed. You cannot use stevia or any ones like that, because they are because of the chemical difference in them, it won't. And you can also use different types of milk, from what I've seen as well. So if you wanted to make a vegan condensed milk, you can definitely use other milks, but this is what we have. So we're going to just start with the base. We're just going to go with just the basic one, as I've never made it before. So that is a good recommendation if you've never made something before, and you can, and your diet allows for it, to start kind of at the basic and then experiment from there. Okay, so now that that's in there, the goal is to heat it on low and stir until that sugar dissolves. So that low is the key factor in this. Milk can scorch very, very easily. So low and slow. Low and slow. So if you've ever worked with condensed milk, you probably know that it's super, super thick. So that's kind of essentially what we're doing here, is we're evaporating the water content from the milk to get that thickness. So I don't know how well you can hear, but you can kind of hear that sugar scraping along as I stir. So that means the sugar has not dissolved yet. So once you stop hearing that noise, that's how you know it's time to move on to the next step. Here again. Almost there. Just hear a little bit of that sugar. Perfect. So now that that sugar is dissolved, we're going to put it even lower. I think as low as it can go, because we're essentially leaving it alone for about 30 to 40 minutes. So, yeah, we want to not burn the milk, but let that water in the milk evaporate and thicken up. So I guess I will see you in about 30 to 40 minutes. So in surprising fashion for me, I think I was too low. So yeah, definitely part of that key is to make sure you bring it up to a simmer before you turn it down. So you want to melt that sugar on low heat, turn it up once the sugar is melted to about medium low, and then once you get that simmer, turn it back down just a little bit and keep your eye on it. Make sure it doesn't boil over or burn, because again, you really have to watch that. So you want to cook it until it's thickened and also the sugar caramelizes, which is why you can't use some of those other sugars because they don't caramelize. So you can use honey, as I said, coconut sugar, any sugar that caramelizes should work. And same, the milk, as long as there's a fat-water ratio, should be able to work with that as well. So you can see here what we've got. So you can see the milk has definitely become darker in color. You can almost maybe recognize that color now from the can. You can see it's starting to thicken up quite a bit here, and it also has reduced. So it reduces it by about half is kind of what you're going for. So here we go. I would say that's reached the consistency about what we want. The color's there, the flavor's there, and it's definitely, I can feel, stirring with my spoon, you can feel that it's thick. Kind of see it there. Can make it a little thicker if you want, but we're probably gonna, I think I'm gonna go with this and see how that works. So we're just gonna put it in a container and let it cool. Okay, so the condensed milk has cooled down. So you can see how much thicker it has gotten. It's like perfect. Give it a taste. Yeah, that's condensed milk. Yeah, that's face is because it's very, very strong. But it tastes like the condensed milk that you would just buy in the can does, which also tastes very, very strong. So I think that's a success. So I can't wait. So on Thursday, we'll be turning this into fudge. See you then.